Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress, and this is Pixie Dust Tarot, and I'm here with your daily dust. This is your daily dust for Wednesday, December 21st, or anytime you stumble upon it, it can also be a timeless reading. I am, however, gearing up for Christmas, and it's getting very close, and using silver and gold edged decks and gold embossed decks, both tarot and oracle, to get us there, because that's what I needed to do. Anyway, and I haven't yet used the Gilded Reverie Lenormand that I remember. Yesterday I used the Kipper. So this is gold edged. It's nice and worn. I use this deck a lot. My go-to is the Astounding Pixies, but this is definitely the second in line for Lenormand readings. I like Lenormand because it's like a little story. It's like a little equation. This plus this sometimes equals this, and sometimes this plus this equals something else. But it's just, you can add the cards together. That's why they're very simple symbols, not like complex symbols like in a tarot. They're just simple symbols that you add up together to create the story, which I think is cool. And it's also very kind of mundane, so it's like easy to use on a daily basis for daily practical things. But sometimes it'll surprise you and it'll be very spiritual, like some spiritual message comes out, which makes me laugh. But anyway, I'm going to take from the top. I love Ciro Marchetti's artwork too. It's great. Woo, we got the book. Okay, anybody out there writing a book? I have a few friends out there that are working on books. I have one also somewhere in the back corner of the recesses of my computers. What else we have? There you go, the beautiful lady, the gentle lady. So this is definitely about the querent, could most likely is female here, or at least feminine. And this deck has two lady versions. This particular lady is the gentle woman. She has good manners, and she's very proper, and she has a rose. I feel like she's gifted something. Oh look, and she has the book. So the book could actually definitely be something you possess, that you've been writing, you've been journaling. And it could also be a good pastime during, let's say, these days where maybe you you have the day off for holiday reasons. If not, that doesn't matter. For any day off, for any time off, it might be a time for reading. Now, why am I getting hoarse? That was kind of weird. Okay. Anyway, so that could have something to do with, expressing yourself. Yeah, like maybe, some of you who have laryngitis, I mean, you don't have, when you have laryngitis, sometimes you write things down to talk, to say, like those dry erase boards, you'll write what you want to say so you don't strain your voice. That could be something. Sometimes, if you're in a profession similar to like this one, a tarot reader or public speaker of some sort, or influencer, somebody is just talking a lot, it could be that you need to rest your voice. Okay. And we have the anchor. The anchor is so good. It's one of my favorites because it means stability, and I don't know, stability sounds like a nice word to me most of the time. All right, let's zoom on in. You know what's so ironic about the lady coming out with a book for me? I am working on a Lenormand deck myself, just like this, and symbols. I've gotten almost all my cards done, but I'm actually on the gentleman and the lady, and for some reason I haven't wanted to start it for some reason, but now I have an iPad where I can actually get my project going, so I might try it with my iPad. Or I might just complete my Lenormand the old-fashioned way and use my iPad for the next project. But anyway, the lady is, it could be you or it could be somebody else. Usually the gentle lady represents the querent. Or it could be, the subject of your reading or the partner or somebody. But the significator female sitter is could be the one that's related to the male sitter, the one that's sitting with the rose. So there's a guy that's sitting with a rose and the girl sitting with a rose. There's the sexy girl and then there's sexy guy. And not saying that just because you're this nice, decent woman sitting with a rose means that you're not sexy, but I feel like there's a professionalism here. There's maturity here. There's good manners. There's this woman has worth and value, and she only allows in that kind of energy in her world. Only people who will value her are allowed in her aura field here. She's looking up from her book and her thoughts are wandering. There's a beautiful ambiance here with the glowing sun in the back. And the rose is a point of connection that binds, like I said, the man and the woman. And it's a token and a gift and something given and received and something shared. So that could be something too, like some kind of gift, some kind of token. And the book doesn't necessarily have to be a book. It could be a card. Maybe somebody gives you a book, or maybe somebody is giving you a book, Anyway, but this I think is interesting because I feel like this is somebody sharing secrets, okay? Opening more up themselves up to you. And because the book is usually about secrets, about knowledge. This could also be you learning something new or taking a course or trying something new. So either one of those, it can be about educational things, but it also can have to be about private concerns, things that you keep to yourself. It could be research. It could be just some kind of work, like school or something that you're not making real public, like, I'm going to college, everybody, I'll see you there. It could be just like a little on the side training thing that you're doing just for, your self-improvement and betterment or whatever. Because it's kind of like not everybody knows what's going on in the situation. It could be a secret romance too. Somebody that sends you secret romantic messages. Also, this could be super simple, like you reading a romance novel and you're like, okay, you don't really want people to see what you're reading, so you read it in private, or you read it in the bathroom or something like that. You know what, there was a very sexy book that I had that I actually had a book cover. It worked both as a cover for the book and it had a little bookmark. And I would walk around and I felt good to and it had a handle and everything, so I could read that anywhere. Nobody really knew what I was reading. And some people would say, "Oh, are you reading your Bible?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm reading my Bible." So I was always the kind of person that didn't want people in my business. It's like, I'm just reading, leave me alone. But sometimes you do form connections with people when you have common interests, right? So somebody's like, "Oh, what are you reading?" And you tell them and you're like, "Well," and they're like, "Whoa, I love that person, that author." And then you can have something to talk about. But in most of the circles that I had been in, it was people who are just not very much like me. And so you might end up feeling like that, like in a situation where you just want to keep to yourself and read a good book. This could be too, lots of things, different escapisms, a way to escape and be I just feel like she's kind of solitary, but not lonely. She's just kind of doing her own thing, working on her own projects, reading her own books, or writing her books. So there could be a writer here too. It's the book is so beautiful because it's about imagination, and it's very mysterious what's inside. And the way this one is made has a really cool dial to it. It looks very steampunkish, kind of, you know, and then it's stacked. So this could also represent like a collection, like you have a collection of books, or you are making a collection. Like this is not just your first book you've written or something like that. Or I'm also hearing like calendars and anything that you create with pages and uh, information. This could be lots of things like that. So this could also be like a diary, you know, like see how it's got a lock, and so this could be like you know, dream journal or some kind of diary, daily diary that you lock up so nobody else can see. But it opens this way, you know, the opening is pointing to the lady. So this association to me represents um, somebody could be opening up your secrets, you could be opening up somebody else's secrets, or this just is belongs to you, this the querent. And so it talks. It could be about what's going to be learned. You know, the card next to it. That's what it represents. Like what's going to be learned. Yeah, I feel like what's learning here is more about this gentle lady. Like she is very sweet and gentle and mature and wise and proper on the outside. Maybe somebody wants to know what's on the inside, you know, what's underneath this layer. Is there anything else going on? Maybe somebody thinks that you're mysterious and that intrigues them. And maybe, oh, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, the cover is really lovely, but maybe they don't want to just judge who you are by just your appearance. Maybe they do want to tap into your mind, which I think is a lovely thing. I would like people to try to get to know my brains too. Anyway, so the anchor is all about stability and security and peace of mind. Speaking of the mind, it's about reaching goals. And so I feel like, yep, you know, if you're a writer, you're about to reach goals. You could be getting published soon. Um, but it could be just your own personal little goals. This definitely has to do with hope and faith. There is there there is like I feel like this could be something some kind of surprising money coming through too for some people. I feel like with the anchor it's like, you know, it kind of gives me this the chivalrous kind of energy, like somebody coming through when you least expected, somebody giving you that feeling of safety when you need it most. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's an assurance. That's what it is. Insurance in that you're protected in your time of need. I love that with the seagull there. And of course, the anchor can also represent ports and places by the sea and water energy. Well, this is kind of a long reading, but I thought I like breaking it down a lot. I just want to look at this a little carefully. So there was a time where the anchor was encouraging to me, but I think it can still be. You know, I feel like this could be a place, the place where you call not so much home, but the place where you feel safe. And I thought it was only one seagull, but there's a lot of seagulls around. And no matter whether it's rainy, stormy, or okay, so I'm feeling like wherever you are, you know, whatever the weather is, whatever's going on in the outside world, you're going to be safe, at least on this day, and I think beyond. And you might curl up with a good book, or you might be creating something. This definitely has an indoor feeling, like a stable indoor stability, cozy, warm. You know, like this feels like the outside is a little bit wet or you know, turbulent or something, but there's a stability here in the midst of all of that, you know? Okay. I think that's a good thing. So let's see, all together, this is somebody, okay, this is somebody it's kind of like peeling you like an onion. It's like trying to look past just your outward beauty and thinking, you know what, maybe it is safe to get to know this person, safe to pursue, or safe to connect on a deeper level, safe to talk about, you know, her interest in their mind, and you may be very, very, very selective right now too about how and when you open up that book. It's not the same as opening your heart, but it's very related to that as well. But I think overall this is a really great message, because I think generally speaking this is some kind of behind the scenes thing that you're doing, project or whatever. You're feeling great about it, and I feel like you can have great success and stability, and not so much a surprise, but just, you know, people showing up, things coming through, flowing through, following through for you, like a follow through. Yeah, so very good, and congratulations if you have a book, because I think that's pretty awesome. I think you might be an author. This also kind of reminds me of the picture of an author in the back of the book. So you might be looking into doing something like that, some kind of imagery, so people know who's the one that wrote the book. All right, so I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.
Happy holidays.